Hi guys, it's Sophie. So today I'm going to be filming like a kind of what am I up to, autumn check-in type thing, and then I'm going to try and film a bit later some creepy book recommendations for next week. Yeah, so I thought I'd just tell you what I'm up to, what I'm doing at the minute, what I'm enjoying, and you might have noticed I didn't film last week. Videos are just going to be when I want them to be at the minute, so sometimes I feel like filming two, like now, sometimes I won't, and that's okay, and I'm just kind of plodding along like that. So I keep doing this when it feels enjoyable and doesn't feel like it's something I have to do if I've spent loads of time studying or I'm tired or I want to spend time with Tom, so I'm kind of fitting it in a bit more like casually, which I'm really happy with. So I'm going to show you what I've been up to. So I'm studying a lot. I mentioned that already, but that's what I'm up to. My current module is my employment law module. I have read like 8 chapters of this yesterday. I'm going to go and read another one this afternoon when I finish filming with you guys. And I just wanted to show you quickly some of the stationery that I've bought and some of the stationery that I'm using for my qualification, because I love stationery. So I thought I'd just start with what I use to write in. So I have these exercise books. They are just like primary school exercise books. I love them. I think I fill them up in a way I wouldn't fill up like a whole huge notebook. And these are going to be for my exams. So I have 6 modules that aren't examined, that are coursework based, and 2 that are traditionally examined, like you would have at a uni. So I thought these would be helpful just to be write my like reminder notes in, and they're pretty and I like them. So that's what I'm going to use for these. I actually have one of my exam textbooks already, so I've been reading my way through that one, and then I'll leave it a minute or two and then I'll go back and I'll write up kind of key points into here. I just moved you back a little bit because it felt like I was losing the top of my head. And then more stationery. I got myself this and I think it's super cute, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to find another one of them. But I got a tiny erasable pen with a panda head. Hopefully you can see the little guy, and then he has a rubber at the bottom. And I thought I'd have a go at writing my notes with him because I'm really perfectionistic about like how I have to have my notes, and I always stress me out if I feel like I have like messed up. So I thought I'll try using this, but I have loads of other pens I can use if I hate it, so that's fine. So I'll just give it a test and see how I feel about it. Then the pens I usually use are a Uniball micro eye pens, so that these are the really fine ones, because I like teeny tiny writing when I write, and I can also write hello in my textbook margins, which I found really helpful. And then I got like a standard old school 4-colour one, just for like, again, like highlighting stuff, or like in my textbook itself, if I want to kind of highlight bits and pieces of it. And then I have my normal pack of highlighters, but I also picked up the pastel set. Let me try and see if I can show you these. How do I do? There we go. So there's the pastel ones, because I try and mix up the colours I highlight in so that when I see them they relate to the modules or the learning outcomes of each textbook. So I've got 4 more, so now I can pretty much manage it. I could have done with getting like an even bigger pack, if I'm honest. And then the last thing I do, you saw in my textbook, is I like marking up, I don't do it so much for bits that I find relevant, though I might do that more when I start writing my essays for each topic, but I just do it at chapter headings, and I use them as a way to like mark where I am. So when I get a new textbook, I'll stick them all in I'll show you on the book actually. So I stick them all in along where the chapters are, and then when I've read and like understood them, I will write the chapter name on them so that I easily know where to get to each bit. So like discrimination, I can easily get to there if I need to, and I can kind of visually see like how far I've gone through on this. So most of the time I do read the full textbook before I start writing the essay, just so that I feel that I have like a good baseline understanding of what I'm up to before I'm going to start trying to look at specific parts, because you don't really need to have knowledge of the whole textbook to write the learning outcomes. Some of them are written, some of them are done through like production of work at work, so some of them I wouldn't need to like necessarily write about every chapter in here. But I like just reminding myself of stuff, and employment law is really nice to remind myself of anyway, because I use it every single day. So yeah, that's kind of how I tend to do things. So that's what I've been up to. I did pretty much a whole day yesterday. I have to do like 7 hours a week to make my targets for when I want to finish it by. I'm trying to do it in a year and a half. I don't know if I said what it was, but it's a level 7 qualification, so master's level, and I'm going to do the master's conversion on the end, which is like one extra piece of work to make it into a master's degree. So yeah, I'm trying to finish it in a year and a half, and obviously I'm doing it as well as working full time, so I'm doing it in my weekends and in my evenings. And then I've also just really been loving it getting like colder lately, and I've got like a new fluffy cardigan on. This one's from H&M, and it's quite similar to the one I had last year, but the one I had last year has completely bubbled and just doesn't look smart anymore. So I've kept that one for like a warm home one, almost like a dressing gowny type thing. But this one is really soft. I think it was about £20, and I can wear it to work because it's smart enough. So really happy with that. I also got this top which I'm wearing underneath, that's also from H&M, and I have a turtleneck top in like burgundy that I'm never owned a turtleneck before, so it scares me a little bit, but I think I look really nice in it, so I'm looking forward to wearing that one as well. And I like to have a lot of clothes I can wear for work and at home, because I spend a lot of my time at work, so it makes sense that I can share the two wardrobes. So yeah, the things I bought kind of work for both. And then we've moved, obviously, and we've moved to a much smaller place than we lived in before. The place we lived in before, you could easily like walk into town and go and buy like most everything you need. Here it's not really like that. It would kind of like, we can get to a place that sells some stuff like 20 minutes away, but it's like 45 minutes or so or more to get to somewhere that would have like a normal town's offering. And I really wanted some candles, and normally I go to Home Sense. I'm a huge fan of Home Sense's candles, and I might at some point in the year go across there to buy some more. Hello Liddle, do you want to come up? No? So hopefully she's going to be quiet now. In terms of candles, I got the pumpkin spice latte one from Margot's Candle Factory. I don't know if you can quite see that if that's in focus, but that's what this one is. They are soy. They smell amazing, they're really sweet, so all of her autumny ones are really sweet and I really like them. And the other one I got was apple pie, and again, just super sweet. Yeah, I think the apple pie one's probably more subtle than the pumpkin spice one, but I'm going to be burning those later when I study a little bit more this afternoon. And then in terms of reading, I've not been reading particularly fast at the moment, and in terms of Man Booker reading, I just really haven't done that. I've become like quite busy and quite committed in terms of my weekends now my studies started, and I just don't feel that I can commit the way I would want to these things at the moment, but I know it's temporary. It's a year and a half that I'll be doing it for, and it's so worth it. It lets me do so many more interesting things later down in my career. But I have been trying to read something like pretty much every day. The one I'm reading that is my fiction pick is Will Haunt You by Brian Kirk, which is a horror novel about a man who kind of falls into a hell of his own making. I'm withholding judgment on this. I think it's very clunkily written, but it doesn't mean I'm not enjoying it. So I've been reading that one for half an hour before I go to bed each night. And then the other one that I'm currently reading is a non-fiction, and it's another one on like kind of climate change, environmental issues, and that is Clearing the Air by Tim Smedley. And this one is talking about air pollution and what causes it and what we can do to try and help it, what the health effects are. I'm about halfway through this one and I'm really enjoying it. So this is the one I'm going to be reading today. I'm not going to do a lot of study today because I try and give myself like one day off fully a week. So I'm going to just read one last chapter, so that'll probably be like an hour and a half. And then I'm going to just read this afternoon. Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been up to. It's been really nice. We've also done a lot of redecorating, a lot of work in the garden. Tom's got a cold, so sorry if you can hear like horrendous sniffing or like coughing noises in the background. I'm hoping my microphone is directional enough that you can't hear that. But yeah, we're good, and it's nice to be able to chat to you guys, and yeah, it just feels really positive. So I'm gonna go and talk some more, but for next week, about some creepy book recommendations in time for like the cold season. I really love reading dark books all year round, but I particularly like kind of dark creepy books in the autumn. So yeah, keep your eyes out for that one, and I'll see you guys again soon in my next video. Bye!